Okay, the truth is... Eh. Miss Hawthorne, previously in your testimony you said the following. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. I know. I'm sorry. I just wanted to protect Feeny. So that's why you basically lied to the court. Pretty much, yeah, she lied. I was a bad girl, I know. Mr. Judge? Yes? Would you please forgive little old me? Of course you won't. What you did is called perjury. Oh, come now. It was just a little old white lie. We'll forget it this time, but please be more careful from now on, alright? Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Judge. Not at all. Ho ho ho. The judge had better be more careful himself, but Dank Alley is friendlier than that girl. Alright. First time I was in the electrical... Oh! Beware, Your Honor! Okay, Press Dalia has claimed that Feeny pushed him twice. Okay, I got an achievement for that. Thank you. Hey, guys! Zack Morris here, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. So, in the last episode, we started Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. This time we're going to be continuing onward with the trial. Phoenix is the defendant in that trial, by the way. Long story short, he got arrested for murdering somebody following an altercation with an ex-boyfriend of his girlfriend, so... the ex-boyfriend's dead, and he's the prime suspect, and now he's on trial for it. So this is gonna be very interesting. But we do know that his girlfriend Dalia Hawthorne apparently did something, so that might play into the trial going into this episode. I have no idea. But in any case, we're just gonna get started with it. So yeah, let's just go in and see what the trial is about. April 11th, 12:13 p.m., District Court Courtroom number 2. All right. Court will now reconvene. Mr. Payne, please call your witness. The next person is someone who witnessed the crime as it happened. Also, another thing that's different since this is a prequel story. In the last episode, previously on Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy, Mr. Payne has hair. He loses it at some point, but he does indeed have hair in this episode because it's a prequel. The prosecution calls Miss Dalia Hawthorne to the stand. She's very pretty. Alright. I can already tell she's a terrible person by how sweet she acts. What's with this stiff silence? She's a little too serene, I can get that. Yeah, she definitely feels like she knows something. In my long career as a judge, I have been deceived by many witnesses. It's my job to doubt, to take no one at their word. But in your case, I must admit that you radiate a glow of complete sincerity. Okay, so she's just strikingly beautiful and seems to be sincere. Which only further enforces the idea that she may be lying about something, because clearly Mia seems to doubt her as well. So, because she seems to think that Dalia Hawthorne was involved in a murder case, so we'll have to see about that. I can't believe he actually said that. Oh, now then, witness, could you please state your full name? Don't worry, sweetie, there's no need to be nervous. If anyone says anything rude, you can be sure I'll cut them right down to size. And I will bash them with my gavel. I love how they look straight at me when they say that. Thank you for calming my nerves. You're also nice. I almost feel right at home. Not at all. It was nothing. If we may move on now, what is your full name and occupation? My name is Dalia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence. The honor is all mine. No, the honor is all mine. I can see the problem now. All men, regardless of how old they are, or what they're supposed to actually be doing, they all fawn over Dalia Hawthorne. I can understand that now. She's so cute that she literally causes men to drop at her feet and do literally anything. Well, we know whose milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. Sir? Is there something I can help you with? You can just go on and say whatever it is on your mind. I'm sure that there must be some kind of mistake. Feeny wouldn't kill anyone. I just know it. Yes. I can see why you'd say that. She's going to be a tough witness, alright. It only took her 12 seconds to wrap them all around her little finger. Alright, now then, please proceed with your testimony. Let's hear about what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please. Alright, I'm interested to hear what she has to say too, because she's very strange as a character. She pretty much wrapped everybody around her finger. I'm interested to see what she has to say. I had been planning to go back to Feeney's place after the class was over. Feeny and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. Then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. That's when Feeny noticed that I was there. I went to go and find some other students and they called the authorities. Huh. I don't know what to say. According to you, Miss Hawthorne, the defendant didn't do anything wrong. Young lady, as old as I am, even I recall how hot the flames of young passion can burn. Nevertheless, it is my job to discover the truth. Please, tell us the truth. But I would never. That's more than enough, witness. I won't allow this to continue. What do you mean by that? Please, just let me proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies. Teehee. You haven't changed a bit. Mia Fey. And she knows exactly who I am. That's creepy as hell. What's this? So, you two are acquainted? Yes, we've met before. Once. Alright. In any case, Miss Fey, the floor is all yours. It's good to see you again, Madam Fey. Madam? I'm no one's grandma yet, girlie. What I witnessed. Alright, now we just gotta push. Push and shove until we get our... Okay. So now, unless I'm mistaken, Feeny, I mean Mr. Wright is in the art department. If that's the case, then what were you doing by the pharmacology building? Well, I'm in the literature department. I'm studying Japanese senryu poetry. Oh ho ho! How wonderful! Is that humorous yet satirical style of haiku? Yes, I couldn't read satirical for a moment. I'm sorry, my brain spaced. Nothing left to do. When a man reaches this age, sleep is his best friend. That's supposed to be poetry? Sounds more like a midlife crisis. For me to get to the art department, I have to walk through that back area. Ah, yes, I see. That makes sense. When I want to enter the courthouse, I always walk through the front doors. How else would you enter? Teleportation? I mean, there's back entrances. Me and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. So, who is this Dougie person? Oh, I'm sorry. Doug Swallow. We were dating until about 8 months ago. So, what were Dougie, Mr. Swallow and Mr. Wright talking about anyway? How can you be so mean? I would never eavesdrop. I wasn't raised to be so rude and unrefined. That's right, Miss Fey. Don't drag the witness down to your level. Why am I being demonized here? Well, you're a defense attorney, and in Japan, that's kind of a taboo thing. Because of guilty till proven innocent there, for whatever reason. It's kind of the opposite of how it works here in America, where you're innocent till proven guilty. That's how it works. Please, go on. What did you see next? And suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. Alright. He got all Are you saying that the victim just collapsed on his own? Yes. In other words, the defendant never touched the victim. Is that right? I was watching the whole time. Feeny never did a thing to Dougie. If I press her for no good reason, I'll just know the judge will get angry with me. So what should I do about her testimony just now? Do I have any evidence that shows a contradiction? Yes. I have important evidence. Feeble lies are not very becoming, Miss Hawthorne, so let's drop them, shall we? But what? I would never. Miss Fey, I will not allow you to badger this witness. Well, you may have to. I believe the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition. That is, she has no supporting... Please don't glare at me like that. I'm just doing my job. Now then, Miss Hawthorne. The defendant's palm print was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It has already been shown that Mr. Wright did, in fact, push the victim. What? There's no need to try to cover for a defendant. It would be much better if you came out and told us the whole truth. There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything that you saw. Yes, Your Honor. I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony. Looks like we're finally getting somewhere. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. Okay. So you didn't see this. You didn't see it. Well, I saw the moment when Dougie fell to the ground. And at that time, there were only two of them there at the scene. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and the victim, Doug Swallow. Yes, that's right. It did look like they were fighting. I didn't hear anything unusual. Alright, so then, what did it look like they were doing to you? I thought they were having a nice, friendly afternoon conversation. Oh, give me a break. That's why I really wasn't watching them all that closely. Did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all? No, nothing at all, Mr. Judge. Oh, I like the sound of that, Mr. Judge. That does sound nice. I will give him that. Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Let me go and find some other students and they called the authorities. Strange. When you say as students, do you mean students from the pharmacology department? Yes, they're all very fond of their drugs. Please try to stay on topic. So, to find some pharmacology students, you went to the labs, correct? That's what I was planning to do. But in the end, I wound up not going. A group of about 10 research students came running out of the building entrance. Somehow, they all seemed to know what was going on. The students knew what was going on. Okay, I actually have to go to the bathroom, so I will be back in a minute. Alright, in any case, the students seemed to know what was going on, so let's press for more details. But how can the students have known what was going on? Well, I don't know for sure that they knew what had happened. It's just that they all seemed kind of excited about something. It doesn't look like I'm going to get any more info about the students. So, did the students call the police? Yes, I was so panicked. Yes, well, anyone would have been, my dear. That girl, she's telling a super obvious lie and she knows it. She's just pretending to protect Mr. Wright. Yes, that's gotta be it. Way to go, Mia. Okay, that means I'm going to have to dig deep to find the contradiction on this one. Now, unless I'm mistaken, Mr. Wright is in the art department? Okay. Alright. Oh, wait. No, because we have a contradiction. The victim fell on top of the umbrella. There was a loud sound when this happened. Objection! Okay, there we go. You say you didn't hear anything unusual. Is that correct? Yes, that's why I was very relaxed, looking at the scenery around me. Alright. Mia's got a confident look on her in her face. That's nice, but I find that just a little odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And he clearly testified to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise. He said that? If you were really that close to the two of them, why didn't you hear this noise as well? He's got a point. But, well, maybe the noise just wasn't all that memorable. It was a loud crack. But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise like a snap. There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression. Maybe may I have a moment to answer? But by all means. I know the reason why I didn't hear the noise. You see, the truth is, I had my headphones on, and I was listening to music at the time. Headphones? You mean the both of your ears are covered? The rain was just beginning to let up. But it seemed as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end yet. So the sky continued to flash and rumble. Thunder and lightning, huh? Yes, I'm afraid the sound of thunder. So I put my headphones to block it out. Hee. Well, Your Honor, as you can see, there weren't any contradictions to her testimony after all. Wait a sec, Mia. That testimony just now. She said something that could totally change this whole case. There was lightning. Your Honor, there is a problem with the witness's testimony. What do you mean? Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct? Yes, what about it? Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere, am I right? Now's not the line for a science lesson, Miss Faye. Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, is it impossible that the victim died from being hit by a bolt of lightning? Ooh. That's possible. I must admit that the thought had not occurred to me. Just what kind of thoughts do occur to this guy anyway? This entire case is built on the premise that Mr. Doug Swallow was murdered. But that very premise itself is mistaken. The defense believes that Mr. Swallow was, in fact, the victim of a stray bolt. That's possible. But lightning usually draws to the tallest objects, so that doesn't make sense. It appears the defense may be onto something. Could it be that the death was actually an accidental? Alright, you did it, Mia. I'll be taking that not guilty now if you... Oh. Nope. He's not done playing with his hair and making me look like an idiot. It hurts that you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Faye. Huh? I'm not a fool, you know. The prosecution has done its research, Your Honor. We found that there were no lightning strikes on that day at the location. What? What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to this case. Evidence, Mr. Payne? Well, what is this evidence? This affidavit. A fit of it? And who is this affidavit from? The pharmacology students who were conducting experiments in their lab that day. Allow me to read out to the court the testimony of the pharmacology students. All equipment in the labs lost power all of a sudden at around 3 p.m. that day. Was it a blackout? All of the lab's equipment was on high voltage, Your Honor. So you're saying the equipment lost power because... Precisely. They lost power because of the severed electrical cable. The power outage occurred at approximately 3 p.m., which fits with the time of death listed in the autopsy report. Exactly. In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable. Well, that makes sense. According to the students, the cables were very old. They were planning on having them replaced in the near future. I see. Apparently, the cables had become so brittle that even the smallest bump would have caused them to break. Student testimony, the old power cable broke due to some sort of impact on 4/9 at 2:55 p.m. However, there is one thing that troubles me. If the cable could have been broken by any small bump, then it wouldn't have snapped if it hadn't been bumped into, correct? Well, I suppose you could say that. Miss Faye, do you have any thoughts regarding the cause of the severed cable? Your Honor? I don't like how this is looking at one bit. I have to come up with something to try to regain some momentum. If it pleases the court, the defense would like to state its opinion. Well then, let's hear it. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break? Ooh. Well, let's look at the evidence again. So, this is the crime that took place behind the IVU building, but... Well, it was definitely Doug that hit it. He would have smacked into the pool. See, looking at the pool here, he would have smacked into it, which would have broken the cable. And also the fact that he was several feet away from where his umbrella is makes me think that somebody threw him against the... Yeah, but Phoenix said he just hit the ground and landed on his umbrella, so he's far away from anywhere any poles would have been. But... based on this? Looking at this? looking at this? Looking at this evidence, it definitely feels like it could have been. It probably was likely Doug Swallow who hit it. So we'll present that and hope I'm right. This is it. This is what the cable snapped. Well, Your Honor, I believe that the only thing that snapped is the mind of the fence. Aha, that was your best lines yet. Ouch, that was harsh. Please, Your Honor, give me one more chance. Well then, let's hear it. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break? No, it would have had to have been this as well. It said the slightest impact would have killed him. This? This is it. This is why the cable snapped. Well, Your Honor? I believe that the... Okay. That was one of... Alright. Well, my evidence is limited. Well, Dalia Hawthorne. There's no evidence linking her to it, but maybe. I'm out of ideas. I'm out of leads. That's the only thing I can think of, though. So she was there. She had to have hit it. She could have. Okay, I'm running out of ideas for this. There's also the Wright's Cold Killer X. No. Well, if I say Phoenix Wright, he's gonna be in trouble, right? Alright, I'm running out of ideas. Alright, so there's no penalties for this, so it's fine. The only person I can think of is Phoenix, so... Your Honor, please think back to Mr. Wright's oh, there it is. The defendant's testimony. He said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Now, this happened at around 3 p.m., correct? Yes, that sounds right. Okay, so that's what it is. Wait, are you saying that the lab equipment lost power at 2:55 p.m., which fits right into Mr. Wright's timeline? In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power outage. Okay, that makes a bit of sense. Yeah, so, okay, so I was on the right track. I was just not thinking clearly. Yeah, so prosecution also came to that same conclusion. And it was that very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted. I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Payne. Well, what's that supposed to mean? Take a good look at where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. That's right. The victim banged into the pole as a result of being pushed. It was that impact that caused the cable to break. Well, that makes sense. And then the victim was electrocuted. Except no, because he wasn't anywhere near it. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no, it doesn't make sense at all. If the victim was shoved in the far pole, then he couldn't have been electrocuted by this severed cable in the foreground here. Okay, there's my hole. In other words, someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim. Order in the court. Ah, the lamentations of my enemy. How I've longed to hear them. It's true, the defense is absolutely correct. There doesn't seem to be any way the defendant could have done it. Mr. Judge, sir, may I say something? No, you're not allowed. The Madam Attorney's explanation. She said some things that are a little different than I remember them. What the? Please, just one more. May I please testify one last time, please, Mr. Judge? Of course it's alright. Just go ahead and give your new testimony. This is it. She's finally starting to show her true colors. Or not. She might not be giving her... What Eyewitness Part 2, okay. The truth is, Feeny pushed him twice. The first time was into the electrical pole. That's when the cable broke. Then Dougie tried his best to run away from him. But Feeny caught up and crashed into him from behind. The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted, it all occurred in less than a minute. So after being shoved, the victim got up and tried to run away. And that's when the defendant pushed him for the second time. I'm so sorry, Feeny, but I just have to tell the truth. Am I doing the right thing? Am I, Mr. Judge? Of course you are, my dear. As painful as it may seem, you are. Now then, Miss Faye, you may proceed with your cross-examination. This is... What Eyewitness Part 2. Alright. Okay, the truth is... Miss Hawthorne, previously in your testimony you said the following. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. I know. I'm sorry. I just wanted to protect Feeny. So that's why you basically lied to the court. Pretty much, yeah, she lied. I was a bad girl, I know. Mr. Judge? Yes? Would you please forgive little old me? Of course you won't. What you do is called perjury. Oh, come now. It was just a little old white lie. We'll forget it this time, but please be more careful from now on, alright? Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Judge. Not at all. Ho ho ho. The judge had better be more careful himself, but Dank Alley is friendlier than that girl. Alright. First time I was in the electrical... Oh! Beware, Your Honor! Okay, Press Dalia has claimed that Feeny pushed him twice. Okay, I got an achievement for that. Thank you. Alright, so what is this? You're saying that you actually saw the victim get pushed into the electrical pole? I know he doesn't look it, but Feeny can be a bit of an imp when he wants to be. Oh, really? But I never imagined that he would cause an electrical cable to break. Feeny really is scary when he gets mad. Yes, he sounds like a very dangerous individual indeed. Then Dougie tried his best to run away from him. So let me get this straight. You were happily listening to music on your headphones while you watched this scene unfold. What? Got a point. Miss Faye, I'll have you ask you to stop badgering the witness. I wasn't happy. I was scared that I couldn't even move. All I could do was stand there and cheer them on. Cheer them on? What do you mean by that? Well, I wish the best for them both, and that they would each give the fight their all. That's very sweet of you to be so supportive, but a little bit dangerous considering one of them is now dead. And what happened after that? But Feeny caught up and crashed into him from behind. That doesn't sound quite right. There were handprints found on the chest of the victim's leather jacket. Mr. Payne, was there also prints found on the back of his leather jacket? Well, no, there weren't. Madam Faye, may I suggest that you listen a little more carefully? I said that he crashed into him from behind, right? My Feeny wouldn't leave any prints in that case, would he? The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted all occurred in less than a minute. Did you actually witness the moment the victim was electrocuted? I'm sorry, I didn't actually see it. I turned my eyes away. That's understandable. Yes, indeed. It would have been a horrific sight for anyone to behold. If I don't figure out the contradiction here, it's all over. She didn't have much time to come up with her lies, so this is my best chance. There must be a hole in her testimony somewhere. Think, Mia. Well, okay, I'm gonna save, because I have no idea. But, if we're going by this... let's... The watch is odd. Alright, that's the only thing I can think of. So let's look at the watch. Because there's nothing else that contradicts her testimony, so I'm hoping I'm right.
Objection!
Yeah. That's enough, witness. I'm afraid I don't understand. You will in a minute. Could you please take a look at this picture? Oh, that medicine. That's that one Feeny likes to take for his cold. That's not the medicine you want to look at. It's the wristwatch. It stopped at the precise time the victim was electrocuted. In other words, 3:05 p.m. Yes, and your point is, Miss Faye? My point is this. What time was it when the lab suffered that power outage due to the cable snapping? Well, according to the student's testimony, the answer is clear. It was 2:55 p.m. Ah! Would you care to explain to the court, Miss Dalia Hawthorne, what exactly happened during this 10-minute interval? Alright, there we go. The defense proposes that it was during this interval that the real murderer killed Mr. Duck Swallow. Okay, I knew there was something off there. Alright. This is nonsense. The real murderer... Even you can't deny that the time between the cable breaking and the electrocution are completely unaccounted for. Then who was it? Who would you say could have done it? There's only one person who could have murdered Mr. Swallow. Only after my client had left the scene. Was there a window of opportunity for the real killer? Miss Faye, is the defense ready to indict someone at this real killer? Absolutely. It's finally time. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Yes, Your Honor. We are ready. Very well. But remember, if you accuse the wrong person, you will be penalized. Think carefully before you speak, Miss Faye. Alright, now then, Miss Faye. Let's have it. Who is the real killer? Well, we already know who it is. It's Winston Payne. No, I'm kidding. I know who it is. Dalia Hawthorne, because she was the only one who could have done it. So, she was the only one in the area at the time. She was the only one who could have done it, and she had the ample opportunity to do it. That and the fact that Phoenix's cold medicine disappeared 10 minute, like, around lunchtime, around the time he would have been eating lunch with Dalia Hawthorne. It all makes sense. So, her. It could only have been you, Dalia Hawthorne. How can you... The defense is grasping at straws. 10 minutes passed between the time the cable broke and the time of the electrocution. What exactly were you doing that whole time, Miss Hawthorne? Were you really listening to some musical cheering them both on as they fought? I find it hard to believe that you didn't lift a finger to stop the men dearest to you. Got a point! Got a point. Order, Miss Faye! What? I mean, why? That is to say... Miss Hawthorne, I believe you did witness the two men fighting on that day. However, after Mr. Wright pushed the victim and subsequently left the scene, it was you who pushed Mr. Swallow to his death by your very own hands. Ah! Alright, she's not happy with me. How can you say something so mean, Madam Faye? I didn't do anything. Miss Faye, this is a very serious charge you were... Oh. Phoenix, Your Honor? Please, I have something I want to say. I had a feeling Phoenix was going to show up at some point and try to defend her, but... Achoo! You! What is it? Please. Please strike everything the defense said just now from the record. Okay. What the... Are you daft? You're totally wrong, Miss Faye. Dolly, she couldn't do something like that. Mr. Wright, get back to your seat. Yeah, get back to your seat, Phoenix. Bailiff, grab that man. Achoo. Leave my Dolly alone. Shoo, cough. Okay. Poor man. That boy. He's gotten himself in a way over his head. Oh, Mr. Grossberg, you're back. It seems I've arrived in just the nick of time. I found the police report on that incident of your newspaper clipping. The police report added to the court record. Thank you so much. This is exactly what I was hoping for. You better take a good look at it. It's, details how you came to lose your boyfriend. Now then, the defense has made a very serious accusation. Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this? I'm interested to know now. What's the story here? Location, District Courthouse Cafeteria. Time, death, August 27, 4 p.m. Victim, Diego Armando. Occupation, lawyer. Suspect, Dalia Hawthorne. Okay. Armando ingested poison while interviewing the suspect regarding another case. Traces of poison were found in the victim's coffee cup. No poison was found in the vicinity or on the suspect's person. It is unclear how the poison entered the victim's coffee cup. Huh. Alright. Well, really, Your Honor. May I interrupt you for just a moment, Mr. Prosecutor? No. Shut up. Don't you worry, my dear. I have the situation well in hand. No, you don't. Sniffle. Go right ahead. Madam Faye, are you seriously accusing me of killing my sweet Dougie? Yes, I am. Not only am I saying you murdered Doug Swallow, but you also tried to pin the whole thing on your current lover, Phoenix Wright. I told you that you should let me handle this. Weep. Sorry, but please go ahead. How can you say that? I'm absolutely devoted to my dear Feeny. The notion that I would try to frame him is ludicrous. This is all just too much for a poor little me to bear. I believe the girl is trying to ask what on earth her motive would be. The answer to that lies somewhere in this police report. It must. Okay. 8 months ago, an incident occurred in the basement cafeteria of that building. And then, that same day, the two of them accidentally meet? Your Honor? The defense requests further testimony from Miss Dalia Hawthorne. Further testimony? What? About what? About the events of the day when she first met the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What could that possibly have to do with this case?
Objection!
Alright. The witness claims that she has no reason to frame the defendant, and am I correct? Well, I have evidence that suggests that she in fact had a very good reason. Very well then. The court grants the defense's request. Young lady, would you mind staying on for just a bit longer? Of course not, Mr. Judge. Get ready for the battle of your life, Dalia Hawthorne. Alright, time to pin this all on her. How I met my Feeny. I first met my darling Feeny 8 months ago. It's like we were destined to meet in this very courthouse's basement reading room. The moment our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. We've been going out ever since that fateful day. We're so lovely, literally makes people sick. I'm just seriously, I think. Just jealousy, I think. Mr. Wright, do that again and you will be held in contempt of court. And now we enter the final act of our little drama. As we used to say in the days of my youth, go get her! They say that now, but okay. I met my Feeny. Wait, is Phoenix actually involved in this? Is Phoenix's thing still on here? Listen to me, that woman has the judge in the palm of her hand, you see? So the only way to describe her is to find a contradiction in her testimony. Okay, so we need to find... Okay, we already knew this, but... What were you doing 8 months ago? So until that time, you had been dating Doug Swallow? Yes, I'm a real fool, I know. Letting my emotions change so quickly, I'm ashamed of myself. No, not at all. Look at me, I'm infamous for changing my mind. That's... bad. My critics have even taken to calling me Judge Fickle. Ho ho ho. Maybe you should look for a different line of work. That's fair. Despite that, however, he always hands down the correct verdict. That's why some people also call him the Great Genie. It's like we were just in this very courthouse basement reading room. That's... Alright. Who? What do you gotta say here? The courthouse reading room? That's a strange place to meet the love of your life. That's not true, Madam Faye. After all, Feeny was not only an art student, but he was also planning on becoming a lawyer. I'm not talking about him, I'm talking about you, Miss Hawthorne. What was a literature student like you doing in a courthouse reading room? The line of questioning is a waste of time. It has nothing to do with our murder case. Miss Faye, I'm warning you. If this has nothing to do with Miss Swallow's case, I have to remember the judge is on Dalia's side. I'd better tread carefully. I'm concerned. You know what? I'm gonna save. I'm gonna save again. And if it has nothing to do with it, I will reload my save. Keep pressing. Your Honor, if you'll allow me some latitude, I think I can establish relevance. Please ask her to continue on with her testimony. Very well. Young lady, I've got a simple question for you. What were you doing downstairs in the courthouse reading room? If it pleases Your Honor, the answer is simply this. I had come to the courthouse to do some research for a paper I was writing. Okay, that makes sense. Alright, that works. That works. Alright. Alright. You were writing a paper. On what? On the relationship between modern sinew poetry and the criminal underworld. Ho ho ho! That sounds like a fascinating research idea. Am I getting old? Now I've even forgotten what I've forgotten. Again with the midlife crisis stuff? Mia, why did that girl really come to this courthouse? Isn't that what you wanted to know? And speaking of forgetting things, you haven't forgotten the police report, have you? I went through a lot of trouble to get it, my dear, so be sure to read it carefully. Alright. Okay, so... So, what was it about Mr. Wright that made your heart malfunction like that? In my personal opinion, he just looks like a typical snotty-nosed college brat. Perhaps to a woman your age, but to me, Feeney is handsome. Perhaps to you, Miss Hawthorne, but to the rest of the planet, he's a dime a dozen. Love is a mysterious thing, and I object to this line of questioning. If you were to look at my wife, for example, you might all be shocked. He's telling the truth. It was truly, truly shocking. Beautiful mushroom growing tall in the darkness, it comes from cow dung. That's the poem that best describes how I feel about my Feeney. We've been going out ever since that fateful day. Okay. Alright, were there any bad feelings between you and Mr. Swallow? No, none at all. We parted on very good terms. But that can't be. Our investigation also shows that it was a clean breakup. Huh? Are you sure? Yes, it seems that they both wanted it that way. So the victim wanted to break up with her. That's interesting. So you're saying that Mr. Swallow also wanted to break up with you? Well, you see... What a cruel thing to ask a lovely young lady like this. By the way, I have never once considered leaving my wife. No one cares, Mr. Payne. Fair enough. She didn't deny it. That must mean... Doug Swallow must have seen through her little act. Must have gotten a glimpse of her true nature. Listen to me, Mia. Okay, we already seen... Okay. Well... Alright, wasn't this the one that I need to press to get... Alright. Okay, so we know... No, you didn't... Well, we know you didn't, so... We have a police report on how you were a suspect in a case, so we're gonna present this and just catch you in your little lie. Miss Hawthorne, you weren't here because of your research paper, were you? Didn't you actually come here for a much more important reason? What is the meaning of that cocky smile on your face, Miss Faye? 8 months ago, here right in this very courthouse, there was another tragedy. Another tragedy? Do you mean the incident in which an attorney was poisoned? The name of the suspect in that incident listed here is in this report. And that name is Dalia Hawthorne. What? Dalia Hawthorne? Yes, the sweetie pie of everyone's eye, Miss Dalia Hawthorne. She was the prime suspect in a criminal case just 8 months ago. That's a good point. Order, order, order! This is unbelievable. It's true then. The loveliest rose can hide the coolest thorn. Miss Faye, that's not fair. You can't slander my witness with an unrelated case. Witness in pain. Will not allow it. Mr. Prosecutor, I believe I was speaking. Okay, I'm interested. Pardon me, go on right ahead. It's true that about 8 months ago, the police expressed some interest in me. Express some interest, huh? Mr. Judge, sir, I know I'm under oath, so I'll tell you the absolute truth. I'm interested. I did not commit the crime that occurred during that incident 8 months ago. I see. Okay, I've tried the two crimes together. Now I just gotta stay on the offensive. Well done, Mia! Oh, you really lit a fire in my heart and my buttocks. I can hardly tell which is more inflamed, my spirit or my hemorrhoids. Alright, the poisoning. Now to bring this case home. I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day. Okay. I left my seat for just a moment, and that's when it happened. From what I heard, it was a liquid poison that was lethal at just 2 teaspoons. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison. So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that. So that's what happened here 8 months ago. However, as you heard from the witness testimony, she had nothing to do with it. I think the defense is just about out of tricks. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Payne. But I'm afraid the defense has many more tricks up its sleeve today. And I'll be sure to show them to you before the end of this cross-examination. What the? Why does the defense suddenly feel stronger? Aha, Mia, you're glowing like a true lawyer's aura, my dear. That proud posture and self-confidence? Absolutely smashing. Alright, let's see if we can pin this on her. How do we do this? And then... What did you... Okay, press. What were you talking about with the defense attorney? Well, I'm sorry, but that's confidential. Is it? According to the report, you were being interviewed regarding another case. The lawyer that was killed. He said he wanted to talk about an incident I was caught up with when I was younger. Why don't you tell us all about that incident was? That has absolutely nothing at all to do with this case. Objection sustained. The defense's discretion is stricken from the record. You get involved in a lot of incidents, don't you, Miss Hawthorne? Well, I guess I'm just born under a bad sign. Don't worry, Dolly. I'll protect you. You heard the man. Now that is true love, young lady. Oh, Feeny, please. Those two really are making me ill, albeit for decidedly different reasons. Why did you leave your seat? How long were you gone? I've already answered all these questions for the police. But if you must know, maybe 10 or 20 minutes? And where were you during that stretch of time? Using the toilet? What are you saying, Miss Faye? Toilet! My perfect little Dolly doesn't poop. You heard the defendant, Miss Faye. Better luck next time. Oh, Feeny, please. The police have already looked into this whole matter. This line of questioning is nothing but a waste of the court's time. Objection sustained. Miss Hawthorne, please continue with your testimony. Okay. About how much liquid is 2 teaspoons? Well, let me see. My bottle of eye drop says it's a half a fluid ounce, which is equal to 3 teaspoons. So it's about 2/3 of that amount, huh? The poison was found in the lawyer's mug of coffee. It must have been after I left the table. Someone must have quietly slipped it in there. Not only that, okay. What kind of poison was it? A special kind of poison? How so? Well, I heard that it's almost impossible to detect. Oh? And where would something like that come from? I'm sorry, all I know is what I overheard the policeman say. They said something about using advanced chemical processes to purify it. Chemical processes? Well, that's quite... impressive. Most impressive. The better question is, how did the criminal get something like that? Press? And that's the reason they didn't arrest you? Because no one could show how you could have gotten the poison? I think that's a good enough reason, Madam Faye. She's right, and I think we've all had enough of Miss Faye's questions. So in essence, the main reason Miss Hawthorne was never arrested for this crime was because no one could show how she could have obtained the poison. Then all we have to do is find a way to establish how she could have gotten some, right? Great, now I just do... Now, just how did I... Let's get hold of poison of all things. Wait a minute. Wait, I know how. He was studying the pharmacology. He could have gotten it from him. Wait, I got it. I know what I'm doing. You wouldn't, but I know someone who could.
Objection!
You wouldn't know how to get that kind of poison. I don't believe you. What? In fact, you had easy access to that kind of poison, didn't you? And your boyfriend's lab. At your boyfriend's lab. Boyfriend? You mean the victim, Doug Swallow? That's right. Up until 8 months ago, Miss Hawthorne was dating Mr. Swallow. And if you'll recall, Mr. Swallow was a pharmacology student at Ivy University. Pharmacology? His laboratory contained highly advanced chemistry equipment. In fact, without such equipment, the culprit could never have obtained such a rare and special poison. Well, Miss Hawthorne, it seems you had access to such a poison after all. And then it was a matter of slipping it into the victim's coffee when he wasn't looking. The only person who could have done that was the one sitting at his very table. You! No! Alright, we have that. We've linked it back to her now. Order. Could it be? That's nothing but a baseless... May I say something, Madame Frey? What is it, Miss Hawthorne? The amount of poison in the coffee was 2 teaspoons, correct? In order to carry that much liquid, you would need some kind of container. Well, yes, that's true. I was searched immediately after the incident took place. Quite true. In fact, the entire courthouse was turned upside down. But they didn't find a suspicious container anywhere, did they? She's right. They even mentioned that in my report. In the report. Well, you could have easily gotten rid of something so that small. Excuse me, madam, but this is a court of law. If you're saying I threw the poison container away, I think you need to show some kind of proof. Proof? She's got me good with that. Provide with some evidence, and I'll have to disallow this line of questioning, Miss Faye. Unless we can come up with some evidence, we're going to lose this lead. The police conducted a full body search of Dalia and of the entire courthouse. And yet the container holding the poison disappeared right after the crime occurred. If you're going to accuse a young lady of committing the murder, then where's the container the poison was carried in? What happened to it? Oh, I know what it is. Oh, I know what it is. Small bottle necklace. It was given to Wright the day he met. He shows it to everyone. You were forced to get rid of the container in a hurry, weren't you? And that's when you passed it on to someone who had nothing to do with the case. Someone that you knew wouldn't be searched. Who was this person? Mr. Phoenix Wright, of course. So the defendant was this witness's accomplice? Of course not. She gave the poison to him, disguised as a present. What? But that's... That's a charming little necklace. Is this a little bottle? It's really quite cute. So, what about it? What does it mean, Miss Faye? The day that the witness met and fell for Mr. Phoenix Wright was 8 months ago. August 27th, the very same day as the poisoning incident. Under the pretense of love, the witness gave my client a present. As for the purpose of hiding the one piece of evidence that would give her away. What? Are you saying there's a deadly poison in here? No, there's no longer any poison in that bottle. However, I'm certain if the crime lab were to analyze it, they would find a trace amount. No! Wow! Okay, we've got her. We've got her. Order in the court. And there's Phoenix. On behalf of Dalia, object. You can't. Mr. Wright, control yourself. I will let you bully her like this. Mr. Wright, I thought I told you to stay in your seat. Mr. Wright, why? Why are you going through so much trouble to protect her? Why? Because I'm madly in love with her. That's fair. I mean, madly in love? I haven't heard anyone say that in a long time. Mr. Wright, have you ever thought about this? Why exactly would a woman like Dalia Hawthorne want to date you anyway? Well, I guess she must be madly in love with me too. Mr. Wright, please, open your eyes. At this point in the trial, I think it should be obvious to everyone. The real reason that Dalia Hawthorne is dating you is because of that necklace. That's the only thing. Dalia Hawthorne was not and is not madly in love with you. The only thing she's after is that bottle necklace you love to wear around your neck. My necklace? Back there in the waiting room, you said it yourself. Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. What a strange girl asking for a present back like that. For Dalia Hawthorne, that necklace is irrefutable evidence of her crime. That's why she absolutely had to get it back. You're lying. But you never gave it back to her. And to make things worse for her, you insisted on showing it to everyone you met. That's why she... I don't believe you. No! That's a lie! Why? Eek! Alright, well, everything seems to have fallen apart. But Mia, are you alright? Ah, the defendant. He's getting away. Bailiff, hurry! After him! He's kind of seems upset then. He just ran off. Mia, are you alright? Yes, I think so. That boy, he went completely insane. Where's Mr. Wright? It looks like the bailiff caught him, so he should be back soon enough. Thank goodness. Oh no. What is it? The bottle necklace. Mr. Hawthorne's present. It's gone. What? That's terrible. Mr. Wright must have grabbed it when he slammed into me. Foolish boy. That's the only thing that could have saved him. What in blazes are we supposed to do now? Mr. Wright, this is the sort of behavior is unprecedented in the history of this court. I'm sorry. I'm afraid your apology is not enough. Mr. Wright, what did you do with the bottle necklace? Forgive me. I'm sorry. It's okay. Just give it back. Just give back the necklace. I ate it. Well, okay then. You what? You ate it. It was too big to swallow, so I had to chew it into little bits first. But yeah. Why? What the? What? What is he doing now? Okay, I'm confused as well. Your Honor, we've got to stop the trial. Mr. Wright, are you feeling okay? Does your stomach hurt? That bottle you swallowed may have had some poison left in it. Okay. Seems the defendant has proven the prosecution's case for us. Clearly that bottle did not contain a deadly poison. How can you be so sure? I think that's obvious. As you can see, the defendant is still very much alive. As for the poison, more like a fledgling defense attorney's overactive imagination. So it would seem. No, there must be some mistake. The bottle must not have had any poison left in it. Either that or the poison must have lost its potency. There. It's alright, rookie. Trusting your client is the most noble thing a defense attorney can do. And it's heartwarming to see that you place this much faith in Mr. Wright. But that's how it is for us on the prosecution side, too. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life. Which is why I can state that your assessment of her is completely wrong. That's enough. Unfortunately, Miss Faye, I cannot accept your explanation of the events. But why? This may be impossible for a beginner like you to understand, but in a court of law, evidence is everything. Well, we had evidence. Even after I proved so much, is she going to get away with everything? Well, now that the suspicion surrounding Miss Hawthorne has been cleared up, I would like to proceed with the trial. But... Mr. Wright? I'm sorry, Miss Faye. It totally slipped my mind. I'm really, really sorry. I know you believed in me, and I feel like I really let you down. Mr. Wright, what are you trying to say? There's something I forgot to tell you. What is it? That day, the day I met Doug Swallow. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake, if you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about her, about that girl. Last night, someone stole some poison from her lab. Poison? The same thing happened 8 months ago. A drug sample was stolen. She came to the lab that time, too. It could only have been her. That girl is a thief. Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. Okay, so that's the testimony that he's going to be saying. That still links her to the crime. Is it true? Did he really say that? But that's ridiculous. There's one more thing. After I pushed him that day, I got worried and came back to have a look. And she was there. Dalia was right there. She was crouched down next to him. What? She told me not to ever tell anyone about it. But I'm sorry, Dalia. Your Honor, the defendant is... Miss Faye, you tell them. Dalia didn't do it. She is innocent. So Dalia stole poison 8 months ago too, huh? If you put that together with Mr. Wright's testimony, then there's only one possible conclusion. The defense believes that Miss Dalia Hawthorne stole some poison on the night before she killed Doug Swallow. The night before? Naturally, her motive for stealing it was to kill someone. Miss Faye. If you're so certain of your theory, then let me ask you this. Mia, this is your last chance. Think carefully now. How long have I been... Okay. There's something that she desperately wanted to get back. Therefore, exactly who was Miss Dalia Hawthorne planning to kill? Oh, I know exactly who. There's only one person who it could have been. Phoenix. Because he had her necklace, she needed it back, she would have gotten rid of him. Makes perfect sense. There was one person that was standing squarely in Miss Dalia Hawthorne's way. And that person was... Mr. Phoenix Wright. Me? But that's preposterous. After all, it was Doug Swallow that was murdered. Well, it's true that's how things worked out. But let's remember that Mr. Swallow died of electrocution, not poison. The poison that Mr. Hawthorne was planning to poison was, in fact, you, Phoenix Wright. There's no one else that could be. But how can that be? I thought Mr. Wright and Miss Hawthorne were in love. Poor Mr. Wright. This must be killing him. Hang in there. I'll bring her to justice. I swear it. As I said before, the only thing Miss Hawthorne truly cares about was the one piece of evidence linking her to that incident 8 months ago. That's right. The bottle necklace. That's all she cared about. But even so, why? Why would she go so far as to murder him? 8 months ago, just after the fall of that attorney in the basement cafeteria, Dalia Hawthorne could think of only one thing. How to get rid of the bottle necklace as quickly as possible. But no, it can't be. It was a pretty good move she made, too. The evidence was missing for a long time. But there was just one big problem. Although she got him to hide the evidence, Mr. Wright refused to return it to her. To him, the tiny little bottle was a cherished treasure. He even showed it to everyone he met. You mean that's why she tried to kill Mr. Wright? Correct, Your Honor. It was to retrieve that piece of evidence. That can't be true! Feeny, what a joke you are. Ooh. And now her true self. Honestly, how can any woman ever count on you for anything? I even told you time and time again to keep your trap shut about me and that necklace. You disgust me. Miss Hawthorne. It appears that we're nearing the end of this trial. Fine, I can tell you plan on making me into a criminal no matter what I say. You are a criminal, Miss Hawthorne. We'll see about that. But first, where's your evidence? It seems your sniveling little crybaby of a client has eaten that bottle as a snack. Hey, old man, are you senile or something? Why don't you say something instead of sitting there with that dumb look on your face? Miss Hawthorne, what's happened to you? Are you really that shocked? Or do you prefer me this way, Mr. Judge? With absolutely no proof, you treat a voluntary witness like she's a mass murderer. Well, I have nothing more to say. I'll be heading home now, if you don't mind. But we're not finished. Fine. Then ask this nasty old hag to finish up already. I can't let her get away this time. Stop, Mia. If you keep on pushing without any evidence, you could pay the ultimate price as a lawyer. The ultimate price? You'd be forced to take off your attorney's badge forever, I'm afraid. No. You'd better think it over carefully, Miss Fay. Or should I say, Miss Gray. Well, Miss Fay, can you provide evidence that would establish her guilt once and for all? Yes. Actually, I think I can. If I mess up here, my career as a lawyer is over. But to be honest, at this point I don't have any evidence that's well-founded. Even so, I'd rather lose my attorney's badge than let her get away with murder. Your Honor, the defense would like to present proof. Impossible! You can't possibly... Stupid woman. It is the opinion of the court that there has already been enough discussion. Therefore, I will allow only one piece of evidence to be presented. Just one? If you are unable to establish her guilt, then I am afraid a very harsh verdict will immediately be handed down on Mr. Wright. I understand, Your Honor. I can just imagine the headlines for tomorrow's newspaper. Up-and-coming lawyer plummets to earth before she gets the chance to soar. She was planning to poison Mr. Wright. If that's the case, then the poison was probably in there. Well then, Miss Fay, please present your evidence. I show to this court irrefutable proof that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison Mr. Wright. Well, his bottle of Cold Killer X. He lost it around lunchtime and he was established to be eating with Miss Hawthorne, so it has to be in here. Here it is, Your Honor. The evidence that will prove her guilt once and for all. Cold Killer X. Phoenix Wright's beloved cold medicine. Hee 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 hee. Does our rookie defense attorney have a bit of a cold? If I did, I still wouldn't take this cold medicine. After all, it's been poisoned. What? Remember what the defendant said in his testimony? But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us. She was the one who took his bottle of Cold Killer X. Then she poisoned it, knowing that Mr. Wright was going to take some. Now you're really grasping at straws. After all, it was the victim, Doug Swell, that was holding the medicine. I would like the court to recall the crime that happened here 8 months ago. Alright. Where did Miss Hawthorne hide the evidence? Huh? What are you talking about? 8 months ago, the poison was hidden in her bottle necklace, which she then gave to someone else for safekeeping. Someone who had accidentally run into the reading room, my client, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yes, that's right. She did the same thing this time as well. After shoving the victim, Mr. Phoenix Wright left the scene of the crime. That is when the murderer, Dalia Hawthorne, appeared. With her, she was carrying the poisoned bottle of Cold Killer X. This, of course, was so she could carry out her plan to murder Mr. Wright. I believe she did testify she was going to meet with the defendant. Yes, and she heard and saw everything that happened at that scene of the crime, including what the defendant and victim were arguing about, and the cut electrical cable. That's when she realized, I can't allow Doug Swallow to live. She used the severed electrical cable to silence him forever. Unfortunately for her, this is when the problem occurred. Mr. Wright, who she thought had left the scene, came back to check on the victim. And on top of that, because of the power outage, some students showed up as well. It's hardly any wonder that she was, as she put it, in a state of panic. Recall that she was carrying that bottle of poisoned cold medicine. She must have thought, what if they searched me like they did 8 months ago? 8 months ago? Yes, she disposed of the evidence exactly the same way as she did back then. She had someone else hold it. In this case, Doug Swallow. Well, that seems to clean up all the loose ends. Oh, come on now, everyone. Surely you aren't fooled, are you? The stupid woman, she's nothing but a filthy, stinking liar. Right, Mr. Prosecutor? Huh? Yes, that's exactly right. It's just pure desperation. I wonder which one of us is the desperate one. So, Miss Hawthorne. This cold medicine. I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking some. No she wouldn't. She would mind. Well, Mr. Wright ate that necklace of yours, right? Now it's your turn to prove your innocence. What do you say? If I'm just a filthy, stinking liar, then there's no need to worry. So come on, show us! I dare you to take some of this medicine right now. Mia Fey? Mia Fey. Oh, do you think you've won? Well, do you, Mia Fey? That's just fine. For the time being. Victory is yours. For the time being. Well, I have a very long memory, you know. You and I will meet again. I'm certain of it. Well then, Mr. Judge. I'll see you later too, okay? Huh? Why? Yes. I'm going to go spend a low-quality time with the men in blue now. I wish you all the best. And she's gone. That was... okay, that's weird. It's finally all over. I refuse to accept this. The defense hasn't shown a scrap of evidence to support their outrageous claim. But even so, your witness seems to have accepted it. I don't care. I'm Winston Payne. And I don't believe one word that this rookie lawyer has said. Well then, Mr. Payne, let me ask you this. Yes? Would you care to try this cold medicine? What? Just a little earlier, I could have sworn you said. There. It's all right, rookie. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life. Interesting. So, if she's so trustworthy, then I'm sure there couldn't possibly be any poison in here, right? You see, yes. He's denying it. Here comes the backpedal. Come on now, rookie killer. Show this rookie how it's done. How much trust do you really have for this woman? Are you willing to bet your life? No, he is not. He is definitely not. And that's the end of this trial. Oh, that's how he lost his hair. Okay, that's funny. His hair literally just came out when he lost. That's funny. Mr. Payne, about Miss Dalia Hawthorne? Yes, Your Honor. I'll file the papers for her immediate arrest. Tragic, but not surprising. I knew there was something suspicious about her from the very beginning. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, let's be honest. No, he didn't. Don't lie. Just admit you were wrong. Fair enough. By the way, Miss Fey. Yes, Your Honor? Was it just me, or did you and Miss Dalia Hawthorne seem to know each other? Your Honor? Whether we did or did not has no bearing on this case. Fair enough. Very well. Mr. Payne? This can't be happening. It's a nightmare. It's like losing to my daughter. It appears Mr. Payne has lost his spirit along with his hair. Does the defendant have anything further to say? It can't be true. My dear. Dolly! Chew. Very well then. I believe I'm ready to pass judgment and bring this trial to an end. The court finds the defendant, Phoenix Wright. Okay. Trial over. Yay. The score is adjourned. Alright. That's enough of that. Alright, April 11th, 3:16 p.m. District Court Defendant Lobby, number 3. Yeah, you were wonderful in there. Thank you for everything, Mr. Grossberg. During the verdict, I thought my hemorrhoids were going to explode like Mount Vesuvius. Mr. Grossberg, do you, maybe think you could stop talking about them? That's rather rude. Anyway, this case really made me think. What does it really mean to have a relationship of mutual trust with a client? Perhaps if it is we veteran lawyers who have lost sight of this. Alright. Oh, Mr. Wright. Congratulations. Thanks. You know, I was thinking. Go on. The dolly that I saw out there on the witness stand. I don't think that was really her. What? Yeah, the dolly I know could never have said those kind of terrible things. Those kinds of terrible... Okay. Maybe she was like, I don't know, a fake or something? Boy, this poor kid still hasn't got a clue. You need to forget about her, Mr. Wright. For your own sake. Yeah, he definitely does. Yeah, you're right. That's probably for the best. Also, you need to relax a bit more. Try to grow up a little bit. But, of all my friends, everyone says I'm the most grown up. Eek, what kind of company does this guy keep? Right now, I'm starting to become a lawyer myself. that's what you keep saying. But I thought you were in the art department. Well, yeah, I am. But there's a friend that I desperately want to help. And if I hurry, then I should still be able to save him in time. I see. Save Miss Faye? A lawyer is someone who can help people when they're in trouble, right? Mr. Wright, I'm still new at this myself. But I think that's exactly what a lawyer is. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'll study my butt off. I'll become a lawyer for sure. I hope we see each other again someday. Maybe even in court. Okay, is that how the story ends? It's been 5 years since I was acquitted of all charges. I became a lawyer like I planned and managed to save my friend. But Mia has passed on to a better place. Okay, so this was all a flashback for him. For me, this trial brings up a lot of painful memories. But it also brings up some very precious ones. And memories that I thought would never rise to the surface again. Mia is gone now. But even so, I can hear her in my mind. Phoenix, no matter what, always believe in your client. In a court of law, your greatest weapon is your belief. Alright, that's fair. 5 long years. Something has happened that's made me think back to her words of wisdom. But that is a story for another day. That's episode 1, Turn About Memories, the end. Okay, so that's how the story's gonna end. So, that was pretty good. Ooh, a brand new episode has been added. Okay, so we got another episode unlocked. I'm interested to see what that's gonna be, but we'll have to wait on that for next time. So, that was an interesting story. So that was the story of how he and Mia first met. I'm interested, that's it. So, and now I'm interested to see what caused him to actually remember that story. I'm interested to see where that's going. But, I think for right now, we are going to leave it here. Is it gonna say, where's it gonna say? Okay, save my product. Okay, so I think I'm gonna leave this episode here, but that's an interesting story to bring up. And I'm interested to see who that cyborg guy apparently is, because he looks kind of cool. I have no idea who that guy is, but he looks like some sort of cyborg. I'm interested to learn his story, but that was interesting. So Phoenix Wright's dead girlfriend turned out not to care about him. She wanted to have him dead, mainly because he was flying around a murder weapon as a present, and, yeah, long story short, she just wanted to kill him. So, yeah, that's kind of tragic, and then she tried to pin it all on Phoenix by making it look like he murdered Doug Swallow when he didn't. So, that's kind of tragic, but I think for right now I am going to leave this episode here, and we'll continue with this next week. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitter in the description below. Be sure to check out my Patreon if you want to help support me. It's only a couple bucks a month. It helps me out, and you guys get access to a bunch of cool perks. And I was saying thanks, so be sure to check those out in the description below as well. And finally, if you want to see more content from me, be sure to check out the videos linked in the end screen. The top video is the most recent video. It may or may not be this one. And the bottom video is the video recommended to you based on what you've already seen from me. So if you want to try something new or see more of what you like, be sure to go check both of those out. And also be sure to check out my Twitch. I stream every Sunday, 2:30 Eastern Standard Time, in case you guys want to check one of those out. But, in any case, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!